No one warned you how quietly this happens. You go to bed tired. You wake up exhausted, somewhere between 50 and now. Sleep stopped being rest and became something you chase. You lie there, staring at the ceiling, your mind spinning through worries you can't name. You wake at 2, at 4, sometimes every hour. Your body aches. Your thoughts won't settle, and every morning you tell yourself the same thing: I'm just getting older. That sentence has stolen more rest from you than any disease. Because what's happening in your body right now, in this moment as you watch this, is not aging, it's depletion. And the mineral responsible for deep, restorative sleep, the one that controls over 300 processes in your nervous system, the one that tells your brain when it's safe to let go and rest, is silently disappearing from your cells, not because you're old, but because after 50, your body stops holding on to it the way it used to. My name is Dr. Raymond. I've spent 23 years working with patients over 50 who come to me desperate, exhausted, convinced their sleepless nights are just part of getting older. And for years, I sent them home with the same advice everyone gives: better sleep hygiene, darker rooms, no screens before bed. Some improved, most didn't. Then I started measuring something we rarely check in routine blood work. And what I found changed the way I treat insomnia in older adults forever. I want to know who's watching this right now. If you're over 50 and you've struggled with sleep in the last year, drop your age and where you're watching from in the comments. I want to see how many of us are dealing with this quietly. Here's what we know. After age 50, your kidneys start losing their ability to reabsorb this mineral. That's not speculation. That's physiology. A study published out of the National Institutes of Health in 2019 tracked magnesium retention in adults across 4 decades. What they found was stunning. By age 60, your kidneys let go of nearly 30% more magnesium in urine than they did at 30. By 70, that number climbs past 40%. You're eating the same foods, but your body is pouring this mineral out faster than you can replace it. And magnesium is not just another supplement people talk about. It is the master regulator of your nervous system's ability to downshift. It controls the receptors in your brain that respond to GABA, the neurotransmitter that tells your mind to stop firing, to quiet, to rest. Without enough magnesium, those receptors don't work. Your brain stays in a state of low-grade activation. You feel tired, but you can't sleep. You're wired and exhausted at the same time. I had a patient, Margaret, 67, who hadn't slept more than 4 hours a night in 3 years. She tried melatonin. She tried prescriptions. She tried meditation apps, weighted blankets, everything. Her doctor told her it was anxiety. But her labs told a different story. Her serum magnesium was technically normal. But when we tested her red blood cell magnesium, the kind that actually tells you what's inside your tissues, she was severely depleted. We corrected that. Within 2 weeks, she was sleeping 6 hours straight. Within a month, she woke up feeling rested for the first time since her 50s. That's not a miracle. That's biochemistry. But here's the part no one talks about. Not all magnesium is the same, and after 50, your gut doesn't absorb it the way it used to. Stomach acid declines, digestive enzymes slow down, the lining of your intestines becomes less efficient, so even if you're eating magnesium-rich foods, or taking a cheap supplement from the drugstore, most of it is passing right through you. You're spending money on something your body can't use. So today, I'm going to walk you through the most absorbable, most effective forms of magnesium for sleep, ranked from good to exceptional. These aren't random. These are based on clinical studies, absorption rates, and real outcomes in patients over 60. I'm going to tell you exactly what each one does, how to take it, and the mistakes that make it useless. But before I do, if you've found this helpful so far, take 1 second and hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, real science for real aging bodies, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because I don't post fluff, I post what works. Let's start at number 7. Number 7 is magnesium oxide. You'll find this in most drugstore supplements because it's cheap to produce. It has the highest percentage of elemental magnesium by weight, which sounds good on a label. But here's the problem. Your body absorbs less than 4% of it. A study out of the University of Adelaide in 2003 compared absorption rates of different magnesium compounds. Magnesium oxide had the lowest bioavailability of any form tested. Most of it ends up in your colon, which is why it's actually sold as a laxative. If you're taking this for sleep, you're wasting your time and your money. Number 6 is magnesium sulfate, also known as Epsom salt. People soak in it, and yes, there's some absorption through the skin. A small study from the University of Birmingham in 2004 found that magnesium levels did rise slightly after Epsom salt baths. But it's inconsistent. It depends on water temperature, how long you soak, the condition of your skin. For sleep, it's not reliable. It might help you relax in the moment, but it's not restoring your cellular magnesium. Number 5 is magnesium citrate. This is much better. It's the form often recommended for constipation because it pulls water into your intestines. But it's also decently absorbed, somewhere around 30 to 40% depending on your gut health. A 2014 study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that magnesium citrate raised serum magnesium levels significantly in older adults after 8 weeks. It works. It's affordable. But if you take too much, especially in the evening, you'll be up using the bathroom, which defeats the purpose. You need to dose carefully. Start with 200 milligrams an hour before bed. If your digestion is sensitive, split it into 2 doses. Number 4 is magnesium malate. This form is bonded to malic acid, which is involved in energy production in your cells. It's excellent for people who are tired all day and can't sleep at night. It supports mitochondrial function. A pilot study out of the University of Texas in 1995 looked at magnesium malate in patients with chronic fatigue and found significant improvement in energy and pain levels. For sleep, it's not the most sedating form, but if you're exhausted and wired, it helps reset your energy cycles. Take it in the late afternoon, not right before bed. Number 3 is magnesium taurate. This is where things get serious. Taurine is an amino acid that supports heart rhythm and has its own calming effect on the nervous system. When you combine it with magnesium, you get a compound that not only restores magnesium levels, but also directly supports cardiovascular relaxation. A lot of sleep issues after 60 are tied to heart palpitations, nighttime blood pressure surges, restless legs. Magnesium taurate addresses all of that. A study from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2011 showed that taurine improved sleep quality in adults with anxiety and elevated cortisol. Pair that with magnesium, and you have one of the most effective combinations for nighttime calm. Dose is typically 400 milligrams, taken 1 hour before sleep. Now we're getting into the top 2. And this is where I see the biggest transformations in my patients. Number 2 is magnesium threonate. This is the only form of magnesium that crosses the blood-brain barrier in significant amounts. It was developed by researchers at MIT specifically to raise magnesium levels inside the brain. And the results have been remarkable. A 2010 study published in the journal Neuron found that magnesium threonate improved memory, learning, and sleep quality in aging animals by increasing synaptic density and plasticity. Human trials followed. A 2016 study out of Tsinghua University in China showed that older adults taking magnesium threonate experienced better cognitive function and fewer nighttime awakenings. This is not just about falling asleep. It's about staying asleep. It's about waking up with your mind clear. If your sleep is broken, fragmented, full of vivid dreams or middle of the night anxiety, this is the form you need. The dose is typically 1400 to 2000 milligrams, taken in divided doses, some in the afternoon, some before bed. But there is one form that I recommend more than any other for patients over 60 who just want deep, uninterrupted, restorative sleep. Number 1 is magnesium glycinate. This is the gold standard. Glycine is an amino acid that acts as an inhibitory neurotransmitter. It calms the nervous system on its own. When you bond it to magnesium, you get a compound that is highly absorbable, gentle on the stomach, and profoundly relaxing. A study from the Journal of Pharmacological Sciences in 2015 found that glycine improved sleep quality, reduced the time it took to fall asleep, and increased slow, wave sleep, the deep restorative kind your body needs to repair. Another study out of Japan in 2012 showed that glycine taken before bed lowered core body temperature, a signal to your brain that it's time to sleep. Magnesium glycinate doesn't just help you fall asleep. It helps you stay asleep. It reduces muscle tension. It quiets your mind. It supports your heart rhythm. And because glycine buffers the magnesium, it doesn't upset your stomach or cause diarrhea the way other forms do. I've seen patients who couldn't tolerate any other supplement take magnesium glycinate without a single issue. The dose is typically 300 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium, taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed. You can take it with or without food, but I usually recommend a small snack if your stomach is sensitive. Some people feel the effects the first night. For others, it takes 4 or 5 days as your cells start to saturate. Don't expect a sedative feeling. You won't feel drugged. You'll just notice that your body lets go a little easier. Your thoughts slow down. And when you wake up, you feel rested. Here's the mistake most people make. They take it in the morning. Or they take it randomly throughout the day. Magnesium for sleep works best when you give your body a signal. This is the time to rest. Consistent timing matters. Your circadian rhythm learns. Another mistake is taking it with calcium. Calcium competes with magnesium for absorption. If you take a calcium supplement, separate it by at least 2 hours. And if you're on medications, especially blood pressure meds or antibiotics, talk to your doctor. Magnesium can interact. But here's what I want you to understand. You are not broken. Your body is not failing you. It is adapting to a stage of life where your needs have changed. And the systems that kept you balanced at 30 don't work the same way at 60. That's not weakness. That's biology. And when you give your body what it actually needs, not what worked 20 years ago, not what some influencer is selling, but what the science shows, your body responds. I've watched 70-year-olds start sleeping through the night again. I've seen people get off sleeping pills they'd been on for a decade. I've had patients tell me they forgot what it felt like to wake up without that fog, that heaviness. And it wasn't because they were young again. It was because we stopped treating their insomnia like a character flaw and started treating it like the mineral deficiency it actually was. If you want to try this, start with magnesium glycinate. 300 milligrams, 1 hour before bed. Give it a week. Track how you feel. Pay attention not just to sleep, but to how your muscles feel, how your mood is, how your digestion responds. Magnesium affects everything, and if you found this video helpful, I need you to do something. Share it. Send it to someone you know who's struggling with sleep, because this information doesn't make it into doctors' offices the way it should. It doesn't show up in commercials. It's not flashy, but it works. Next week, I'm posting a video on the one type of protein that rebuilds muscle in adults over 60 faster than anything else, even if you're not exercising. It's not whey, it's not plant-based, and the research behind it is going to change the way you think about aging muscle. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. You deserve to sleep. You deserve to wake up rested. And you deserve to know that your body is still capable of healing when you give it what it needs. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.